How's it going? I'm going to do a video about mentors, and so there's a saying that goes around that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. However, well, from my own experience, because I have got teachers, I'm not going to say who they are because I know some of them want to keep themselves anonymous. So I'm just going to say, whenever before I've come into contact with the teacher, I've always been steadfastly focused on attaining or achieving a specific goal in, could be physical health, it could be finances or career, relationship, could be mindset, it could be spiritual, any of these things, right? These are things I'm more focused on, not on, other things, not on what goes on in the news or not what goes on in the mainstream. These are things I focused on. So for physical health, finances, career, things like that, relationships, interpersonal relationships, mindset, improving my mindset, focus, reading, audio books, things like that. And when I say spiritual, it could be religion, could be things like that. It just depends on what your take is on that, but spiritual could be like religion, what you go for that. So the things I go for when it comes down to this, they're the things I'm mainly focused on. And I'm always focused on, as I said, mindset, honing those things. So I'm always listening to listening to books on Audible or on YouTube. Let's say I buy a book. I remember I bought a book the other day and it was in German because it only come out in German in Audible for some reason. I found it on the internet in British, and then went through it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm consistently honing and refining my mindset and my approach to doing specific things. So every process I go through, so let's say the process of doing, I just finished working out. So the process of working out, I'm reading Eddie Abdu's book, Stop Counting Calories and Build Muscle Instead. I'm reading that book, going through how he worked out to get to the physique he had, reading the sorts of foods he ate. And this year I've been, just before, at the ending of last year's, coming into this year, I was steadfastly focused on becoming healthier. And that was when I came across the carnivore diet. And I remember in 2020, I tried the ketogenic diet. And I tried it for 5 months. When I was on that diet, I had more energy than I knew what to do with, more focus, I had more concentration. And so I'm always looking for things that, and we're always individuals, okay? I always come to the thing that we're individuals. So that diet for me works for me. And I'm not saying that vegetarianism or veganism doesn't work for other people, because maybe it does work for them. However, for me, those specific diets do work for me. And I've tested them, and I'm consistently testing them and seeing that they work well with my physical body. I have way more clarity in my thinking. I don't have those weird crashes throughout the day. My energy, can maintain like that, and I feel better overall in myself. So those diets for me work well for me. And I remember I was really, really focused on eating really healthily. I was really focused on cutting out as much, junk food out of my diet as possible. All of the junk food I could. So that's what I wanted to say today. I'll see you in the next one. Keep thriving and prospering, and have a great day.